gotta think, man, like sometimes you go through things and you don't know the reason at first. But it's not for right now, it's to help someone later. Sometimes you're living through the toughest thing ever and you don't know why it's happening to you. But sometimes, guys, it's bigger than what you can even see right now.
When all is lost, you start thinking, there's no one, and I'm not qualified. And some of you were watching people and thought, these people have abilities that I don't. No, you have access to them. In the same way I have access to the examples that were laid out before me. I have symbols of hope. I have reminders that I come from great stock. I have reminders that my bloodline is powerful and that even with my imperfections and my limitations, I have the potential for greatness, because if it can happen in them, it can happen in me.
At some point in each of our lives, you're gonna have to realize that fear is probably driving many things in your life, or it has. But at some point in your life, you're gonna have to let it go. You're gonna have to shift. There's an opportunity in each of us to be able to overcome, to push, to see something bigger than ourselves within ourselves. And often we feel maybe we can't do it ourselves. We don't know where to go or how to do it. I've never done that before. And I'm here to tell you that if you allow the shift, if you're willing to look yourself in the mirror and ask the question, if not me, then who? If not when, then where?
So the question you have to ask yourself is, am I going to make a decision to live my life on purpose so that it has meaning, so the greatness that I know is inside of me, that greatness is born into the world? All you have to do is make a decision, but then you have to have the guts to take the action. After you make that decision of turning your dream into your reality and face the adversities that come along with that, you have to make the decision. And in order to be able to get through the hard times, and there will be hard times, you have to have a why that's greater than your fear. Mark Twain said, the two most important days in your life are the day that you're born and the day you find out why.
See, there will come a time in your life when the stress, the overwhelm, the burdens of the world will come crashing down on you, unlike anything you've ever experienced before. In the dark, you won't be able to look around and find the light. But then you'll also discover that you weren't supposed to find the light in the darkness. You were supposed to become the light. That's why you go through what you go through. What you're experiencing is not just for you. It's for all of those other people who are going through the exact same thing.
I always sat there and I was like, how do I serve them? And so I dedicated myself when I said I had to come off of mute. I had to quit hiding behind my inabilities or my weaknesses or my disability like you have. Whatever your limitations are, whatever makes you think that you can't be that gladiator still, you still have a role. There's still things you can do. You are still a gladiator. You still have the discipline. I know you still have all these things that can happen in your mind, but I promise you what's in you is enough to power all of those that are around you.
Sometimes you're living through the toughest thing ever and you don't know why it's happening to you. But sometimes, guys, it's bigger than what you can even see right now. Sometimes your son gonna be looking you in the eye and say, Dad, how do I get through this? And then what are you gonna tell him when you quit before? What are you gonna tell him when you took shortcuts? That's the point, man. There's so much stuff that's bigger than you right now that you're going through for a bigger purpose than you can even imagine.
Friends, love for ourselves changes everything. Opens up a capacity for hope, opens up for a capacity for light. And the light will always beat the darkness. The light will always win. And friends, when you realize, when you really lean into and you believe and own and live the fact that there's never gonna be another one of you, how often do we consider that? How often do we really give credit to that?
You find something in your life that powers either love or hate. Because as humans, we're motivated by two primary things, the pursuit of pleasure and mitigating pain. Pain works better So if you have a job that you hate, if you have a situation that you're ashamed of, if you have trauma in your past, use it. That's fuel. And it's the best kind of fuel.
Maybe it's because there's a calling on your life that is bigger than what you see, that there is something inside of you so massive that you can live life abundantly and live it in such a way that you are an echo that reaches heaven of all of their hopes and dreams. And we can all focus on the tragedy, or you can come up with a strategy.
That a ship in harbor is safe, but that's not what ships are for. And I can say the same thing about every single one of you and me. We're safe when we do nothing. So this is the challenge that I give you for the rest of your time here. Do not live an ordinary life. I will tell you that your greatest life is in front of you, and you're not alone.